When the student is ready, the teacher appears. This hit me a little bit differently today when I heard it. When I first thought about that, I thought it meant when you're ready to go and learn, that the teacher will appear and show you. That's what I thought that it meant. But it hit me differently today. When the teacher is ready, the student appears. Meaning, when you are ready as the student, you become the teacher. So you're the student and the teacher wrapped into one. That's how it hit me. And let me know if that makes any sense to you or not. Also, I heard something else today that really struck me. It said that as you take the steps, the path appears. Meaning you have to get into activity and then the path appears. I spent a lot of time reading, studying, ruminating, going over things, reading, studying some more and some more and some more, and reading and studying and reading. Has anybody ever been there? But as you begin to take the steps, the path becomes more illuminated and people, places, and things begin to appear in your life. Maybe you figured that out already, but for me, it's taken some time for it to really hit me. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit more about these 7 Hermetic principles, but I'm really going to lean in on the law of polarity. The universe, it don't operate by luck, it operates by laws. Most people feel stuck because they're reacting, not understanding the system. And I butted my head with that today, actually. Now, these 7 Hermetic principles, it explains the operating system of reality. Today I'm going to focus on this law of polarity. The law of polarity basically says that there's no true opposites. It's only different ends of the same thing. It's like fear is the opposite of faith. Lack is the opposite of abundance. Failure is the opposite of success. Stress is the opposite of peace. Their difference is the degree. It's not the type. It's all the same thing. Now, why does this polarity matter in the matrix? Again, my name is Mark, aka Create Lifestyle Now, and I help people break out of the matrix so that they can experience freedom, abundance, peace of mind while leaving a powerful legacy. Now, polarity matters in the matrix because the matrix trains people to see life in either or thinking, meaning good versus bad, rich versus poor, success versus failure. This creates emotional reaction instead of conscious shift. Polarity explains why nothing is permanent unless you stay there. If you're experiencing some lack, some abundance, just understand that abundance, it exists somewhere for you. It exists. A lot of times we get beat down and we stay down. So we have to open our mindset to the idea that, hey, if I'm not experiencing what I want, the things that I do want, it exist somewhere. Now, polarity, it's not a dial. It's not a wall. Think of polarity like volume knobs on a light dimmer or the contrast knob on your TV. You don't destroy the darkness, you increase the light. So you don't fight the fear, you move towards faith. You don't chase abundance, you shift your internal position. This is what we have to do. So polarity is conscious. Polarity is consciousness, basically. Understanding this. When you're unconscious, you get stuck at one pole. When you begin to get conscious, you observe the swing instead of reacting. I had a very successful friend that I used to talk to on a consistent basis. My background is, I have a background in travel. I was a travel agent for many years, and then I shifted into hospitality. So I've been a waiter and I've been a bartender and I've done catering work. I've worked around food a large part of my life. But I had this one gentleman who used to come and sit at my bar, and he befriended me and he talked to me every day. And he would come in after the lunch rush. So he'd come in about 2:30 in the afternoon, and then he would just sit there all the way until 5 o'clock. Or he wasn't a heavy drinker. He would sit there and drink soda a lot of the times. But he would just drop these nuggets of wisdom on me, and they begin to hit me like years and years later. But one of the things that he said, opportunity is everywhere. You just have to learn how to recognize it. And it's true. And it ties into what I'm saying to you right now. If you're not seeing opportunity right now, it's there. You just have to put some light on it. It's the opposite end of what you're experiencing. So I hope that makes some sense to you. By the way, if I'm making any sense right now, I want you to just like this and share this. Okay? Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift the polarity. Because when you start practicing gratitude, you begin to focus on solutions instead of problems. If you walk around all day worrying about your problems, you're going to attract more problems to you. But if you walk around all day thinking about solutions, you're going to begin to get some solutions. How do you begin to do that? You do this by practicing gratitude. You begin to become thankful for what the things that you have, the things that you take for granted. If you're listening to me right now, for instance, you have a phone where you may be looking at this on a phone or on a computer. These phones, they cost $100. You got an $800 phone in your hand looking at me right now. We can be thankful for that. Look at the times that we're living in. Right now, you can go online and you can talk to people all the way around the world. It's never been like this. This is things you could be grateful for. Also, gratitude, as I'm mentioning, forgive me, I just got this kind of distracted. But gratitude is the thing that can begin to shift your way of thinking. Be thankful for basic things. Thankful for a roof over your head. Thankful for a hot shower. You probably take these things for granted. Thank you for food in your refrigerator. Thank you for waking up today. I know people used to always say, hey, I'm just grateful for waking up today. And you know what? There's some truth to that because everybody didn't wake up today. And you've probably heard that too. But as you begin to mature in life, you begin to recognize how true that really is. But the point is to practice gratitude. I used to write them down. I paid a coach a lot of money to teach me some things. And one of the things that they taught me was to create a gratitude journal. So I would write it down, all the things that I'm thankful for. And every day what I do now, I have an app that I use now that I say the things that I'm grateful for. But anyway, gratitude is a huge part of shifting out of this matrix. We're trapped in this thing. I want to explain more about that as we move along the line. But anyway, regarding these 7 Hermetic principles, polarity is huge. So the other ones are mentalism. That's this thought determines where you sit on a scale. Vibration, your emotional state lacks in your position. Cause and effect, it shifts your awareness to create some new outcomes. Rhythm, it just reminds you that life, polarity, it swings, but awareness keeps you centered. So just some practical things to think about. Money, in terms of money, brokenness, wealthy is a spectrum. It's a scale. Confidence, insecurity. Confidence is a learned movement. Age, I'm too old, I'm too young. Perfectly timed is all perception. Failure, it's a set, I always say, it's a setup for the comeback. That's how I say it. So in closing, hope I'm making a lot of sense to you today. And I just want to say to you, peace, one love, and control your destiny.